Hey folks, how you doing? Captain Mark here, the Kid Coach Cheese Outdoors. Thanks for joining me this episode. What is it? I always ask that question at the beginning of these videos. Well, it is a quick little how-to for you beginners out there taking up the Tautog grounds, alright? What I want to show you here is how I locate fish. You do it however heck you want, but I'm showing you how I do it, alright? It's a hunting expedition using structure scan, which is side scan to you other cats out there, and using your echo, and then trying to locate these pieces in proximity to bigger pieces, alright? Bigger pieces mean bigger structure, smaller structure. Especially bigger fish, when they'll come out and they'll make a move to a smaller structure to eat, alright? And what's in those small rubble piles and structures is all these crustaceans that they want to eat, alright? What I'm going to try to do is do a little underwater stuff to make this make sense. And I'm also going to show you the machine as we're going, as Tex and I are going to go out there and we're going to drop on these fish. Again, I'm not a person that likes to go out there and waste time fishing, alright? I just don't arbitrarily go out in the middle of the water and see boats and say, oh, the fish have to be here, alright? And just start dropping baits down. It's not the way it is. Fish associate themselves with structure, alright? When you guys learn how to find structure, you guys are going to up that catch, alright? And that's it. So don't waste your time out there. Let's just start off right now with Tex, alright? We're looking at bottom right now. We're on the hunt for new spots for 2022 for blackfishing, alright? We're rigging the boat up right now. Mikey Kaz Customs hooking up the preacher. We got the 96-foot Rodan. We got the Dakota lithium batteries. We're going freaking shooting both barrels. You make that decision yourself. What machine you want to go with, what trolling motor you want to go with. I personally went with the Rodan and the Dakota lithium 36-volt, 63 amp hour. How you doing? Setup. That's it. Kaz Customs installed. That's it right there. Baby. Right now I'm talking about shallow water pieces where you're going to catch at the end of the tide or the beginning of the tide, right through slack. These points right here are going to be when you're really going to go transition to title tails, alright? Those are the title tail jigs. You're going to get those bad boys right here. Absolute best jig in the business, alright? Giant Knight hand makes these things, 3X hooks. The freaking things are off the charts. This is when we're going to fish. We're going to fish before, probably as it slacks out, right? At least an hour before, at the bottom or the top of the tide, you want to be able to fish that. That's when the current weans. It slows down, alright? It's not going to pull as much. Then it's a lot easier for you to drop that 3/4 ounce title tail down, 1/2 ounce title tail, alright? The best fishing there is that, alright? So what you're going to do is you're going to wait for that tide, it's going to slow, and ultimately it's going to pick up, and what's going to happen is those title tails now, from being vertical like this, are going to start to do this and scope out. Why? Because the current pull is getting too crazy for you, and then you're going to have to kick up to a heavier weight title tail, and it's going to come to a point where, screw it, let's go back to old school conventional. What do I do then? I kind of transition. Once I say, I tell my peeps, I reel them up, we're going back old school. What's old school? Conventional, going back into the 6 to 10 ounce weights, going back down because that tide's pulling like a bastard. Tide's pulling like a bastard. Probably shouldn't be using those words, alright? Sorry kids. We'll get into the heavyweights later. What we're trying to do right now is we're going skinny water, title tails, and we're trying to find structures. So what we're doing, Tex and I are just kind of doing the grid search of the seafloor, right? We know where the rocky bottom is. We know where we got to go, but we're just going to start to do a mission right now. And we're just going to keep sweeping, almost like a minesweeper, looking at the bottom and see if we see bigger pieces of structure associated with smaller pieces. Rubble piles, I say it all the time in my videos. They're one of my favorite places to fish. Why? Because rubble piles are fairly large. This is what a rubble pile looks like right here, all right? It's pretty unassuming. You're like, hey, what is that? But what that is, I'll show you right now. We're going to drop the camera down what a rubble pile is. This is what the rubble pile looks like, and it holds fish, all right? These fish will come out there, and they'll just work their way through the rubble pile and start whacking crustaceans and stuff off those rubble piles, eating barnacles and stuff like that. So don't look past that. If you see rubble piles, usually they're fairly large, and you can drop on them pretty easily by anchoring, because first of all, you're shallow. It's a lot easier to throw a bad hook and get on some rubble. So rubble piles, again, one of my favorite ways, especially when you're using an anchor to fish, because there's a lot of room for error in a rubble pile, alright? You can drop up current of it, pay back into the rubble pile and start moving your outboard, alright? Your engine to kind of make you sweep that rubble pile as the water. If this whole thing is rubble pile, you can sweep that engine, turn it this way, sweeps about this way, and you can kind of just sweep the whole rubble pile. Work to the top of the rubble pile and just pay out 5 feet, sweep again. Pay out 5 feet, sweep again. Once you're on good stuff, lock in there, tell everybody to get to work, alright? If you see big structure and you say there's a rubble pile next to big structure, how you doing? Ladies, it's on like Donkey Kong. So that's what I like to see. I like to see rubble piles next to bigger structure. Again, I feel that these fish kind of venture into these rubble piles and work, and they ultimately go back to the bigger structure and chill. Just look for yourselves. Look for the structure stuff. You guys can do this stuff. I know you can do it. So you're looking at your machines. You're looking at the structure scan. Again, structure scan is huge. It's not a scope where old school back in the day where we had to just watch an echo just straight down. The cone comes down, and that's what we're fishing. Yeah, you can see rise and bottom, but you're not going to see what's around you. Structure scan now enables you to see what's around you. All right, hence the rubble pile. You wouldn't even know you're in a rubble pile unless you had structure scan, because you can see 100 feet this way, 100 feet that way. When that whole span is full of rock, that's a good thing. All right, that gives a beginner a lot easier chance at hooking up fish, because why? You don't have to be as precise when you're anchoring. All right, just dump yourself in the middle of that rubble pile, more so up current that rubble pile, and work your way back into that rubble pile via the anchor. All right, set the anchor, hook up in nice bottom, and then fall back. Obviously, you know the currents. If your boat's here and it's going to be over here, hook up here, and the rubble pile's here, your boat's going to start going back to it. Obviously, if you don't understand that concept, go back through a couple old kid codes and you'll see something how to anchor up on structure. Kid coaches, he'll tell you exactly how to do that. All right, go out there with the kids, man. It's fun. You just go out there and start looking around. Hey, shoot, look at that. Mark it. All right, you see how we market these things. We're going back and looking at it, writing what these things are, and we're going to ultimately fish them at the beginning of the season. If they're holding fish, hey, we just found a new spot. Hopefully else nobody knows about. If it's not productive, move on. Just keep a mental note of it, because maybe in a couple of weeks that may build. All right, that piece may build. Those fish may have pushed onto that piece. So go back and say hello, but just quickly, boom, say hello real quick. If he's there, you got him. If not, move on to the next one. Fish it. They're not there. Move to the next piece. Then go to the next piece. Get to the next piece. These fish may be transitioning to those pieces when you're not there, so you got to keep moving. If the bite's not there, go to the next spot. Don't waste your time. Don't be stubborn. Say, hey, this thing's gonna bite me now. Well, get to the next spot. All right, yeah, will they go possibly to that spot later on in the tide? Yeah, possibly. You know how much time you got to fish. You got to fish constantly. You got to move. You got to make things happen. All right, anybody that fishes me, you know I'm partially psychotic. All right, you'll hear me always say the words, I'm not happy here. I'm not happy. If I'm not happy, everybody knows what that means. Reel them up, we'll move them, we'll pull on the hook again. Think like that, all right? Don't settle. If you're not happy with the spot, you know what you're doing. You know you're right. Get moving, go to the next one. All right, now let's go case in point. Now let's go to text and show you how we find the spot. We're gonna go back and drop on it. Watch how fast these fish come up. All right, drop it. All right, we're in. Let's see what we got. It's gonna be sea bass for sure, yeah. What? Is this your favorite spot?
Oh, this is my spot.
This is his favorite spot.com. Again, we're not teaching anything we don't know. I'll sea bass. You can catch them all over the place, but you can catch them like that very quickly if you use those rules. Not rules, just suggestions. Alright, here we are, Texas spot here. Stop the boat. Hold on. You going down already?
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
Go ahead. It's going down already. It's going down. Feel rock there?
A little bit. There you go.
Yes, on there. Oh boy. And that's how it works. That's how it works. Alright, he's got his rock bottom. It's probably a sea bass because we're using crabs right now. And there it is. That's it.
You want to go look for another piece, or?
We're going to our next spot, but that's definitely going to work for us. We are on it right there. Go right to text. Drop down. Drop it in. How long will it take? Oh, it took 12 seconds.
Wow. Great.
12 seconds, 3 seconds.
By the time it hit the bottom, 2 seconds?
That's sea bass.
Sea bass?
Maybe not bouncing. It's a cold. Double-headed sea bass.
Looks like a sea bass.
Yeah, that one.
Alright, so folks, there you have it. Sea bass. Why are we getting sea bass all the time? Because we're drifting, right? We don't have the hook down there. We're just kind of ripping through these things at over a mile an hour. Alright, so if the sea bass are there, the blackfish will be there. So I don't know if you guys even got anything in this video. Go out there, hunt a little bit. Look for those rubble piles. I think you'd be real happy you did, alright? It's pretty cool. Easy fishing on those things, especially if you're a beginner setting up the hook. And when I say shallow here, I'm saying less than 30, around 35 feet or less. I mean, you can go into, in the beginning of the season when those fish are really shallow, you can go into 8 feet of water, all right, and you'd be catching blackfish. Especially with those light jigs from Johnny Knight, you're gonna team them up with some fiddler crabs, you're gonna team them up with Asian crabs, yeah, green crabs, everything. Those fish are going to start shallow and they're going to work their way into deeper water, all right? So kick that around, go out there, look at the shallow spots, use those maps, Navionics, Seymour maps, strike lines, whatever you want to use. Once you see the anomaly, go to it, look at it with the machine, look at the bottom, make it sure it looks sexy, and get out there and start fishing it. Do not have one thing. Don't say I always get fish here, because people will be on that spot, they're going to pick that thing clean, piss you right the hell off. So make sure you have a lot of things in your little arsenal. Get from place to place. If it's not fishing right, get to the next place. If that place is not fishing right, get to the next place, alright? Hunt for those fish. And remember, there are no rules on blackfishing on the boat, alright? Guess the dish, man, more. I want to thank you for watching this week's episode of Kid Coach Cheese. Consider subscribing below. Like, all that other stuff. Again, don't be afraid to be an American. Don't be afraid to say you're proud to be an American, alright? Don't let these imbeciles try to manipulate you into not being proud of who you are. America, red, white, and blue, black, white, Hispanic, don't make a difference. We're all Americans, alright? Don't let these idiots try to divide you, alright? Speak out. Have the beans to do so, alright? I do it at my own detriment, but I don't care. America and you guys are more important than these stupid views, alright? I don't really care. I don't care about subscribers and viewers, although I love all you subscribers and viewers. That's not important to me. You guys, your safety is important to me. Your happiness is important to me, and this country is important to me, alright? So, shout out to America. Shout out to you cats out there. May the grace of God shine upon you and your family. Always be in his favor, players. The kid, he's got to go.